What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So if you guys saw one of my recent videos, you'll know that I tuned the 435 using boot mode. We went stage 1. Now I mentioned in that video that I'm going to be playing with the burbles in the car, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So I want to take you guys with me as I tune it so you guys can see what it's like, see the before and after. I'll make multiple videos about different burble tunes and stuff like that, even how to turn them off. So if you guys want to see that stuff, that'll come later. For today, I want to focus on more of like an aggressive burble tune. Now for reference guys, if you want to compare this to your car, in the engine bay, I currently do not have any down pipes, which would obviously make the car sound a lot louder. However, I do have an air intake, which I believe, guys, don't quote me, it does actually make the exhaust sound louder and also the burbles, and that's because it's actually bringing more air into the engine bay. And now for actual exhaust work, this exhaust is completely stock. I have the muffler, I have the resonator, I did nothing to the exhaust, because again, that can all affect the sound of the car. So that's all just for reference, so you guys know exactly what's really creating the sound of the car. So as of right now, it's pretty stock with the exception of that air intake. Obviously, I have a lot more coming for the car, guys. I have an intercooler, some down pipes. So now with that said, I'm going to take some like before clips. I'm going to rev the car a little bit. I'll put the camera in the back so you can hear what it sounds like, more specifically the burbles. It's a super cold day today, but the car is warmed up. I drove it for like 20 minutes. It's also been sitting for like an additional 10 while I've been filming this. So the car is definitely good. But like I said, let me put the camera in the back and I'll show you guys what it sounds like before we do any burble tuning. So as you guys heard, that was the stock exhaust, the stock burbles pretty much with the exception of the air intake. And it honestly sounds really good in my opinion. It does sound subtle, but it sounds tasteful. So I know a lot of people are gonna prefer that, but we're definitely gonna tune it to be something a little more aggressive, which I know is not for everyone. Now with all that said, guys, we're gonna start tuning. So this is not gonna be a super detailed tutorial about how to use boot mode. I'm gonna do this assuming that you guys already know how to tune it. Maybe you guys are already in stage 1, stage 2, whatever it is, or if you're planning to in the future. I actually did a completely separate video on boot mode and show you guys how to do it step by step. So if you want that, I'll leave that linked above, but this is only gonna be focused on the burbles. So with that said, guys, as you can see, I have my OBD connected and it's going to my laptop over here, and I already have boot mode launched. Let's just get into the burbles. So to get into it, guys, you go into menu and then you go into my maps over here. So now as you guys can see, I have my stock map and then I also have my stage 1 over here. So whatever tune that it is that you're running, you basically just want to click on it, and then at the top right over here you'll see configure. Just press on that. So there's a whole bunch that you can do in this menu, guys, and I'll actually make videos in the future about all this stuff, but for now we're going to focus on exhaust burble type. So then once you find it, you basically just want to go to the right over here, press on this drop down, and at the very bottom, custom. Now in this menu we can adjust and tune the burbles how we like. As you guys can see, there's a whole bunch of different options like duration, duration sport, aggression sport, speed, RPM, all that type of stuff. And then you have a whole bunch of sliders over here that you can adjust. So we're going to adjust this to a certain setting. I'll show you guys the final setting once I put everything in. Alright, and here are the settings that I picked. Now we might need to fine tune these a little bit based on how it sounds, but for now this is what I'm going to stick with. So I don't know if I explained this earlier, guys, but if you can tell, for every category it says it twice. So for example, duration, and then also says duration sport. So when it says just duration, that applies for comfort mode, and then of course the one that says sport applies when the car is in sport mode. So as you can tell, all the ones that are applicable to comfort mode, I basically left it at very minimum. That way the car is comfortable and quiet when I want it to be, and then the ones that are in sport mode, those are the ones that I really played with. So for duration sport, I went with 0.6, and that's because I only wanted to pop like maybe once or twice, guys. I don't want it to go on forever. For aggression, I went to the very highest because I wanted to sound as aggressive and loud as possible. For minimum speed, I put 0 because I wanted to do that at pretty much any speed. For max speed, I'm not even going to be going that fast, but as long as it's high, I think we'll be fine. For minimum RPM, kept it pretty low. Maximum RPM around 6,000. I think that should be fine, guys. If you guys want, at the bottom of the screen, it actually explains pretty briefly what like each category does and all that type of stuff. But like I said, this is what I'm going to do for now, and then we'll see if it needs to be fine-tuned later on. So I know it's probably a little hard to see because of the reflection of the computer and all that type of stuff, but what I'll do is actually throw up a screenshot of the settings that I just did. If you want to copy me or do the same, you like the way it turns out, here are the settings. Feel free to match them and do it on your car. So now that that's all set, we're going to go to the bottom over here. We're going to press on save changes. We'll just confirm that. Press on OK. So now that we're pretty much set on this, we're just going to go back over here, and then we're going to press on flash and flash the car again. So because I already flashed the car before, went into stage 1, this time around it should be super quick. I'm hoping by the time I'm actually done filming this, it'll be done. So as I predicted while I was filming that, it finished. As you guys can tell, says success. We're basically good to go, so the burble should be all set. All right, so I finished flashing the car. I waited the appropriate time, turned it back on. This is the first time I'm gonna be hearing the tune, so what I'm gonna do, guys, is keep you guys with me here. We're gonna put the car into neutral. We're gonna give it a few revs and see what it sounds like. All right, not bad. Alright, so that's what the car sounds like now. Hopefully you guys can actually hear it properly and tell the difference. Hopefully my mic is picking it up, but it definitely sounds a lot more aggressive. Now, obviously, if I had some exhaust work done to the car and I had the downpipes, it would sound even more aggressive, but that is definitely coming in the future. But hopefully this just gives you an idea of what you can expect if your car is in a similar state, but you guys still want some more aggressive burbles. Again, I'll do some different setups later on so you guys can get a feel for like what the different setups are. Something to note is you can actually adjust the burbles even on a stock tune, which is really nice. So with that said, guys, if you need boot mode, I'll leave a link down in the description below. Also, if you guys use my promo code AMAN at checkout, you'll get an additional 5% off, which is really nice. But yeah, I still have a lot of work to do to the car, a lot of exhaust work, downpipes. So if you guys want to see the build progress, if you want to see more about the car and all that type of stuff, definitely hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. But with that said, that wraps up this video, so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.